Hey my angels, so welcome back to my channel. I know I'm looking a bit funny, but hey ho, just stay with me because I am going to give you guys today my review on the most popular and like in two ways. It's like the performance wise and the whole controversy and all that stuff. Anyway, so we are going to see how the Tati Beauty Blendiful is going to work for me. So I just received this today and I'm going to basically do my full face makeup using the Blendiful. So as you all know, the Blendiful is 18 USD dollars. So it comes with the cleaning instructions: machine wash and dry in delicate laundry bag or gently hand wash in warm soapy water. Rinse thoroughly and blot dry. So this is basically the Blendiful. So you get one really large size of the puff, which is actually, it's really nice. It's actually really big and it's very soft. And then you get this small little heart. So I like so far I like the texture of the puff and I like the sizes for both. Even for the travel one, the size is so good. It's not very small and you can really go into that small areas, which I'm really liking about this one. So let's just go ahead and do full face makeup using the big Blendiful and see how it's gonna work for me. I'm gonna try to follow all the instructions Tati mentioned in her videos and what it says on her website, and we're just gonna take it from there. So let's just go ahead. So let's just begin. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just gonna apply my primer, Laura Mercier foundation primer, and it's the Radiance primer. So I'm just gonna take some on the back of my hand. Usually I will go with the product straight to my face and blend it with my fingers, but today I'm just going to do it with the Blendiful and see how it's going to work. So I'm not really sure if I want to do at this point, like if I want to really use, I don't know if I'm taking too much primer. I think I'm taking too much primer. Okay, I don't know at this point if I want to do the full face using the Blendiful or just half the face. I think I'm going to do the full face and then we will see how the full face video goes. And if you want to see how it works for me against my Stands Out Beauty Sponge or my Beauty Blender, then we can do that. That's not a problem. I'm happy to do another video if it needs to be. So I'm just gonna apply my primer first of all, and I'm gonna take this, just gonna apply it exactly the same way I usually do, but it feels slightly weird though. Usually I will just go with my hand. I'm not really sure at this point. Look. And the one thing I really like about is the product is actually not going into the Blendiful, so it's not like saturated, it sits on the top. Take my Tatcha silk canvas, and I think for this I'm actually going to use my fingers. I don't want to use the Blendiful because I don't know, I prefer using my fingers for this because I really feel like it with the warmth of your hand. It actually works better when you do it with your fingers. The product literally goes into your pores and it gives you more flawless airbrush finish. I'm just gonna go with my foundation, and I think for this particular video I want to use the foundation which I know works for me and it's one of my trusted foundations kind of thing. So I think I'm gonna go with my Wonder Beauty, and this is the Wonder Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation. You all know it's one of my favorites. I absolutely love this foundation, and it gives you medium to full coverage and it goes on really nicely on my skin. I know that for sure, and I know it's one of those foundations which I can just do it anytime and it looks nice. So now I'm not really sure what side of the Blendiful shall I use. I think I'm going to take the bigger side. I'm just going to turn the Blendiful. So this side I use for primer. I'm just making a fold and using this side for the foundation. So I'm just going to take, I don't know how much product I should put on the back of my hand, because let's just go for it, man. So I'm just gonna put the product. So this is how it's looking. It's sitting on the Blendiful, and I'm just gonna go on my face now. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so wow, this is actually a very different technique. I will never apply my foundation like this, but you know what, surprisingly it's giving me a very full coverage. I didn't think it will cover this much, and it's actually not streaky at all. I would thought it will leave like streaks on my face, but so far so good. Ooh. So I pretty much used all of the product on the back of my hand. I didn't put that much product anyway. I just like literally just taking the brush out, whatever is on my brush, I'm just putting that on the back of my hand. So it's not like I have too much product on the hand. So I'm just gonna go with on my forehead first. Okay, this is gonna be very tricky because my forehead, I always like to do patting motion, and this is just like sweeping motions. Okay, I'm gonna try to get this done so I can see how it's looking. I have to say though, I've never done my foundation this quickly. It's just literally my full face is done. So the timing wise, it's definitely cutting a lot of time from my whole routine. So let's see how that goes. No, I'm just gonna do a little bit more like a spot concealing kind of thing, because I feel like I have a little bit more, I need a little bit more coverage around these areas. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more and gonna quickly, I don't know if I should sweep or what, but I'm gonna do a quick very light hand patting, because I really don't want this like all the product to come off. That's the whole point of doing spot concealing, so you don't have to, you just barely, like you barely touch the edges of the product, so it's feather out and the rest of the product just stays there covering your spots. So here we go. So far so good. I do have to say though that this particular, okay, the finish wise, the Blendiful has given me a really nice airbrushed look. I haven't, like, I don't have any sort of streaks. I will think if I'm using a puff to apply a liquid product, it will leave a streaks, but it's not. It's looking really, really, really well and really airbrushed. So I'm quite happy with this. So far so good. So I'm quite happy with the final result. So the next thing I'm going to do is, I don't have to, but I'm going to dip into it because I want to try the Blendiful. So I'm just going to dip into my RCMA palette, and I'm going to pick up one of the foundation shades which are much more closer to my skin tone, and I'm going to use the same spot which I used to apply my foundation, and I'm going to apply that product right under. I just put a little bit on, like I just wiped it on the actual product, and I'm just gonna go right underneath my under eye area, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of a color correcting, because this is what I've been doing a lot lately. So when I go and do the other concealer to brighten my under eye, I don't take that product right next to my lash line because I have a lot of like under eye wrinkles. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea why my skin is so dry and so like, I don't know what happened. It only happened in last couple of months, so I don't know. So I'm really avoiding to apply a lot of product underneath my under eye, so I don't like put too much product there and make it heavy, so it gives more chances for the product to settle in the creases. So far so good. So now I'm actually doing the patting motion, and it actually blended really nicely. Actually blended better than what I was expecting. Oh, wow. Okay, so far so good. And now I'm just gonna go with my Milani concealer just to like brighten up the areas where I want to be a little bit more brightening, and I'm just gonna do the usual areas which I do to brighten my face. And I'm actually picking up a lot of product which are like, I will say, more of a heavy duty products, because I want to see how well the Blendiful is going to perform. So let's see. Okay, so that's my brightening, or you can say whatever, concealing. And now I'm just folding the Blendiful. So this side I had the primer, this side I used for foundation and the color correcting, and now I'm just going to flip the, basically I'm just going to use whatever corner I have left or is clean. I'm going to use that for my, to blend my concealer. And I'm going to, okay, I'm gonna really need, one thing I really like about this is it's, you can really, just like Stands Out beauty sponge, you can really manipulate this product like this you can really squeeze it to whatever shape or whichever corner you want to cover. You can really take this right into the folds of your face where the product usually just sits and not blend properly. Like for me, it's always around the like my nostril area and the inner corner of my eyes. I always struggle with these. So I'm quite happy the way it's blending. It's blending very nicely. Look. Okay. I have to say one thing though, everything is blending very fast and very like smooth airbrush finish. So from that perspective, yeah, sure, definitely. From a time saving perspective, I think this is a really good product, because I am almost done with my makeup. And first, and I'm gonna take that on the same side where I have everything else going on, just gonna take a little bit on the Blendiful. I actually have tapped some of the amount, it did pick up a lot of product, and I'm just gonna tap a little bit on the back of my hand, because I have a feeling if I go straight with this on my face, it's gonna be a bit too much. So I'm gonna apply this on all the areas I want to be more pinky, and on my jawline and everywhere else I usually do. Okay, I've been going through a lot of spots on my face right now, and they are more of a hormonal spots than anything else, because I'm noticing it's only happening at a certain time of the month, and I don't know what I need to do, but they are happening quite a lot lately. So hey, to as Tati mentioned in her video, you can flip the side. So I'm just gonna flip the clean side now. So I have the clean side here, and I'm going to just set my face because I'm pretty much done with all of the cream products. Now I'm gonna set my face and see how that goes. Okay, so usually I will go with a setting powder, but I am feeling like going with this MAC Cosmetics pressed powder, and this is in shade Emphasize. I just picked a little bit on the Blendiful, and I'm just going to set my under eye area first. Now this particular powder has a little sheen, so I will only recommend you to use this just to set your under eye areas, because if you apply this everywhere else, it's going to be a little bit too much, and also it will have that sheen like a little, like a glowy cast, which might not look nice everywhere else on your face. So I'm only just going to set my under eye area with this. Okay, just set my full face with the Benefit powder now, and again everything went on really nicely. It's looking super airbrushed. Even my nose seems to be looking fine now. Fine. So far I'm quite happy with the whole thing. Just there's certain things I think it's gonna be all about like learning. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with it. I'm just gonna quickly finish my eyes, and then we'll talk about the Blendiful a little bit more. Guys, I'm totally done with my full face of makeup. I don't know if this would be a good idea to do this over here. Okay, so this is how my full face is looking like right now, and I have to say one thing though. Everything went on really nicely, everything looking pretty nice and airbrushed and smooth. Everything seems to be blended again very nicely. The only thing is there are certain things which I'm not really 100% sure about right now, because I feel like it's a learning. I think it's going to be all about learning, because it is a very new stuff, and it's a very new way to do your makeup just with the puff. Even using the liquid, the creams, everything with the puff is something I never done it before, so it's definitely something new for me. I have to say everything looking very nice. As you can see, I'm just going to move my hair back so you can see everything is looking really nice, really airbrushed, like really smooth. I am very happy with the final result. My only concern is it is definitely a learning, like it's going to be a few more attempts before I can be totally comfortable with this product, because certain things I am 100% sure it just made a difference, and it did blend it really nicely and looked really good. But certain things I am not really sure about it, but I am not going to blame the product for that. I think it's more about I need to understand how to use it, how much amount I need on this product, what motion it needs it with its swap, like it's going to be sweeping, patting. I don't know. I have to use this for a few more times to completely just say, yeah, I love it or I hate it. But for this particular video, I will just say for first impression, I definitely think it's going to be a good product. It's going to be a very like useful product. It's going to be amazing for traveling, because you can literally do your full face just with one thing. I haven't even touched any other thing today, no brushes, nothing at all. I've done the whole thing with the Blendiful, which is amazing. And I have to say, time wise, it just literally cut half of my time. I never done my makeup so fast before. It's like, it is definitely a time saver for sure. So my only other concern will be, I don't know how much that would be for other people too, because now I have the Blendiful completely dirty from this side, and I have a Blendiful completely, not completely, but mostly dirty from this part too. Now I am an OCD person, and I like to wash my even beauty blenders, my brushes, or I never go back with the same brush. Especially if I used it like in a previous video or something, I will leave the separate pile of dirty brushes for wash, and I'll just use the clean ones for the next video. That's just me, because I am OCD, and that's the same thing I do with my beauty blender or my stands out sponge, because as soon as I'm done with my videos, I wash them, put them away, so they're ready for the next one. So I have no issues washing this every time I'm finished with my video or my makeup. The only thing is, I don't know how the performance wise it's going to perform if I wash this after every time I use it. It's softness and all that stuff. So I am going to follow all the instructions mentioned on the back of the packaging, and also I'm going to follow all the instructions Tati mentioned in her videos as well. But right now, I quite like it. I think it's really good tool. It's amazing. It's a great time saver for sure. And for like working or a busy mamas just like me, I think this is going to be a really good time saver. Regarding the travel size one, I haven't even touched it for today's look, but I can definitely see myself using this during my travel time, or keeping this in my bag for like during the day touch-up kind of thing. So it's definitely something interesting. So yeah, that's my final review. I hope you guys will enjoy this video. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section below. And as usual, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, so every time I'm posting a new makeup tutorial, review, whatever, you won't miss out on my video. So here we go, we are done. See you guys next time. Love you. Take care. Bye.